Imagine waking up in your home one morning to the sound of shattering glass. You look outside and see a mushroom cloud rising over the horizon. In the distance, you see a glowing orange ball rising higher and higher into the air. Then the ground begins to shake beneath your feet. It is the beginning of the end of the world as you know it. The supervolcano in Yellowstone National Park has finally blown its lid. In this video, we are going to find out what will happen if the Yellowstone Supervolcano erupts in 2025. We will explore what happens when the world's largest active volcano erupts, and what would be the consequences for humans and the entire planet. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates. Also be among the first to watch our upcoming videos. Yellowstone National Park is home to more than just beautiful scenery and wildlife. It is also home to the Yellowstone Caldera, also known as the Yellowstone Supervolcano. This massive volcano is so large that it spans across parts of 3 different states, Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho. At its most active point, the Yellowstone Supervolcano is capable of spewing out lava at an astounding rate of 2,000 cubic miles per day. That's enough lava to fill up the Grand Canyon in just 2 days. And while a smaller eruption of this volcano wouldn't be too bad, a large eruption would have devastating consequences for humans and the entire planet. Yellowstone's last major eruption occurred 640,000 years ago and produced the Lava Creek eruption, which deposited 2,000 cubic miles of ash and pumice across much of the northern Rocky Mountains. Another significant event was the 12,000-year-old eruption known as the 8,500-year-ago eruption, which ejected about 370 cubic miles of ash and pumice. But despite these events occurring hundreds of thousands of years ago, scientists still worry that a large eruption could occur again. One of the main reasons why scientists are concerned about a large eruption at Yellowstone is because of the size of the magma chamber located beneath the park. This massive magma chamber is estimated to be about 43 by 25 miles, which is larger than the entire state of Rhode Island. If this magma chamber were to become active, it could produce an eruption of unimaginable proportions. The possibility of a large eruption at Yellowstone is concerning because of the potential impact on humans and the environment. If Yellowstone were to erupt today, it would cause widespread destruction in the surrounding area and beyond. Ash and debris would blanket much of the western United States, blocking out the sun and causing temperatures to plummet. The eruption would also release large amounts of sulfur dioxide gas into the atmosphere, which could cause global temperatures to cool by as much as 6 degrees Celsius. This would have devastating effects on agriculture and food production around the world. It's hard to say exactly how many people would be killed or injured during the initial blast and the following earthquakes. The blast radius of the eruption would likely extend for hundreds of miles, and the intense heat and pressure would incinerate anything in its path. After the initial explosion, earthquakes would likely cause further damage and casualties as they continued to shake the region for weeks or even months. As the dust settled, the world would begin to look like a winter wonderland. Ash from the eruption would cover everything in sight, making it difficult to see through the air. People would need to wear masks while outside to avoid inhaling the fine powder. Animals would likely suffer greatly during this time as well, with many dying from ash inhalation or starvation. Plants would also be decimated by the ash, leading to widespread crop failure and famine. But what about the rest of the world? How would a Yellowstone eruption affect places far away from the initial blast zone? The answer, quite a bit. A large eruption at Yellowstone would send ash and gas not only across the United States, but also around the world. This material would block out the sun in some areas, causing temperatures to drop dramatically. It could also cause widespread crop failure and food shortages due to the lack of sunlight. Additionally, the ash and gas would likely cause respiratory problems for millions of people around the world. So, how long would it take for things to get back to normal after a Yellowstone eruption? The answer is not long. Within a few days, the entire world would feel the effects of the eruption. Ash and debris would fall from the sky, blocking out the sun and causing temperatures to plummet. Crops would wither and die in the fields, and food shortages would soon follow. Within weeks, the world would be plunged into darkness as the ash and gas from the eruption blocked out the sun. People would struggle to breathe in the toxic air, and animals would die by the millions. Within months, the world as we know it would cease to exist. It is important to note that a large eruption at Yellowstone is unlikely to occur in the near future. Scientists closely monitor the volcano, and there are no signs that it will erupt anytime soon. However, it is still important to be prepared in case it does erupt. In the event of an eruption, it is important to stay indoors and away from windows. If outside, it is important to protect your eyes and mouth from ash and debris. You should also wear a mask to avoid breathing in ash and gas. If possible, you should also fill your bathtub with water for flushing toilets and washing your hands. It is also important to have a plan in place for evacuating the area if necessary. A supervolcanic eruption at Yellowstone National Park would be a catastrophic event with devastating consequences for humans and the environment. While it is unlikely to occur in the near future, it is still important to be aware of the risks and to take steps to prepare in case it does occur. There are several ways that humans can help mitigate the damage caused by a supervolcanic eruption. One way is to develop early warning systems that can give people enough time to evacuate the danger zone. Another way is to develop technologies that can help clean up the ash and debris that would be left behind after an eruption. Additionally, humans can help by reducing the amount of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. By doing so, we can help to reduce the risk of a supervolcanic eruption occurring in the first place. There are several organizations that are working to study and mitigate the risks of supervolcanic eruptions. One such organization is the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory, which is a partnership between the U.S. Geological Survey, the University of Utah, and the Idaho Department of Land Resources. The observatory works to monitor and study Yellowstone's volcanoes and to provide early warning signs of an eruption. Another organization, the International Association of Volcanology and Chemistry of the Earth's Interior, works to study and understand supervolcanic eruptions around the world in order to better predict and mitigate their impacts. Supervolcanic eruptions are rare, but they do occur from time to time. In recent history, there have been several notable eruptions, including the 1815 eruption of Mount Tambora in Indonesia, which is the largest eruption in recorded history, and the 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens in Washington State, USA, which is the deadliest eruption in U.S. history. In conclusion, a supervolcanic eruption at Yellowstone National Park would be a devastating event with far-reaching consequences for humans and the environment. While it is unlikely to occur in the near future, it is still important to be aware of the risks and to take steps to prepare in case it does occur. Fortunately, there are several organizations that are working to study and mitigate the risks of supervolcanic eruptions, giving us hope that we can better predict and prepare for these events in the future. What do you think would be the biggest challenge in surviving a supervolcano eruption? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more exciting content. Thanks for watching. See you next time.